Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing. And the summer is here, and it's time for me to have a little bit of a clear out in my car storage area. It's a bit of a mess, I'm not going to lie. There are lots of boxes, lots of bits that I need to get rid of. But in doing that, I thought I'd show you some of the cars in my collection that they do just sit on a shelf at the moment and they don't feature on the channel very often. Maybe this summer when we get the Pop Along track up and running over at the school, I will get some of these out on the track. So let's take a look at what we've got. So I've taken the cars, well, some of the cars down off the shelves and they are on the table here. So let's take a quick look and see what we've got. So hiding away in the corner there, we have got my Cougar Classic. Recently done a little bit of work on that because I'm getting that ready for the revival, which is this coming weekend. So I'll be running the truck in the revival. So I'm really looking forward to that. Be interesting to see how it gets on. But I think moving forward, there's another truck I've got my eye on. So another vintage truck coming to the channel very soon. Because as I said earlier in the year, this is the year of the truck for me. So I will be running at the Truck Nationals very soon. So moving on to this car here, I built it on the channel recently. This is actually a Laser ZX5. Haven't actually put any electrics in it as yet, so that is newly built and not yet run. So that definitely needs an outing this summer. So watch this space. Really nice looking car. I'm really happy with the body shell as well in the Pop Along livery. So looking forward to getting that one on the channel. Moving over to this one. This is the Cat 2000 EC. Now this was a bit of a mess until I sent it off to a friend of the channel, Tinkerbell, who has given it a proper service. And this car is absolutely gorgeous. Really looking forward to running this one. Again, like the truck, this one here is going to get run at this year's revival in the 4-wheel drive. So on 2-wheel drive day, I'm running 2-wheel drive truck. 4-wheel drive day, I am running the Cat 2000, and I'm going to take a spare car in the same year group, which I believe there's the same year group is the Top Force Evo, which has featured on the channel quite a few times. Speaking about revival, these next two cars, it's kind of where it all started for me, really. So when I was a kid, the Hot Shot is the car that I got first of all. And for nostalgic reasons, I decided I was going to run one of these at the revival, which I did. Got my nice little painted man in there. Can't quite see it. He's hiding away in there. But for nostalgia, this was fantastic. The second year, I ran the Super Hot Shot. And then after that, ready for the Pop Along Vintage GP that we did, I converted it into this, which is courtesy of Lightning Components, and this is a modification that they used to do back in the day to the Hot Shots and the Super Hot Shots to make them supercharged. So I think if I was going to upgrade this further, I'd probably go with some oil-filled shocks, some decent shocks anyway. But you know what? The characteristic and the drive of this car, it's proper vintage. It's great fun. So yeah, really happy with those cars. I'm not running much this year, but they are not going anywhere because they are favourites of mine. Moving on to this car over here. This one, again, nicely painted figure on the inside there. This is a car that I made up. Trying to think what the competition was now. It's Charged RC up in Blackpool. So I got this car ready to race there. Unfortunately, I didn't build it properly and a screw came loose, so that was my racing over. And I was running about 6 different cars on the day, so I didn't actually fix it up and run it. But that is my Grasshopper. If you have a look at the back here, it's still got the little motor in it, so I didn't upgrade to a 540. It's just, yeah, an old vintage classic. And I think with the rusty paint job that I've given it, it is a stunning car, which will probably just sit on my shelf now, unless I go to one of these competitions, because there's a few clubs that are running these at competitions with the small motor. Anyway, a car that I would quite like to get back up and running is this. This is an RC10 B2. Obviously, Mark is running the Gold Pan team car, the RC10. I've got the RB10. They're all rear motor cars. I believe the car that his brother's running is the B4. It might be a B3. But we've got a few different cars on the channel, and this one is completely original. And so much so I've got to take this out to show you what's underneath the shell. Yeah, some old school. Is that old school electrics? Maybe not. But yeah, this car I definitely want to get back up and running very soon. Okay, moving on to this one, fitted with old school speed control there. This is the Falcon. I have run this. What was it? It was actually at the school last year. Unfortunately, there is a slight break to the chassis underneath. So, old plastic, doesn't last. I need to look after this because they're quite rare. But a lovely car for the collection. Another stunning car that I've got is this one. This is the Super Astute, and it is gorgeous. It hasn't got any electrics in it at the moment. I did run it at our indoor vintage GP at Wheelspin Raceway in the over the winter. Run it a couple of times up there. It was really nice to drive, but yeah, I can't remember what I did with the electrics. I think they went into one of my other cars. So again, a really nice car. So that is kind of the workspace tidied up. But I've also got my bigger cars over here. So top shelf, we have got Apache, the Apache 2.0, two-wheel drive HPI Racing jump shot, the legendary Zorro. This is the one that I hopped up with the alley blue chassis. Really nice drive that. I forgot how good that was until recently when we took it out over the field. And then the one that's sort of a little bit of a step up in terms of racing, the SC10 Pro 4. Then we've got the 1/8 buggies. So we've got the Synchro, the Sparks, and their Pro Spec race buggies. So I just need to fix these turnbuckles here, or ball studs. They kept unscrewing, so I need some Loctite in those. Get that ready to run at Hearts very soon. Basher wise, the Grand Apache, the TK10 as well. Cracking little car, that rips around. And that one over in the corner is actually a friend's original Monster Beetle. I do need to return that. So although this is quite a well-known shell, this is the BT shell that I did a few years ago, it's not on the TT01. This is actually on the XV02 RS. Great chassis actually. I really enjoyed running it. I might take that club racing this winter rather than running a TT01. It is slower. It's a little bit higher. It rocks around a little bit, but it's just a pleasant drive. Then we have the XV01. Again, set up for a rally setup. Good fun. This one is the PG Tips car. But yeah, that is the LC Racing rally car. Moving on, I really do like this. This is the Rolalo Subaru. Stunning, stunning car. Super great fun for just ripping it around. So yeah, I'm going to get that one out this summer, definitely. Next, we have the Tyrrell six-wheeler, which did have a little bit of a crash. You can see the cracks in the shell there. I have raced this. It was great fun. There is going to be more F1 coming to the channel very soon. I've got a couple of little ideas with that. So here's my other F1 car. That is the F104. And then we've got the SSX 125 LMGT3 car, and also an Atom 3 set up as an LMGT3 car, and then also a Mini on the end there. Down a shelf we've got the lunchbox, but this is the souped up lunchbox with all the bling on it. Really, really good fun running this, especially over at Mill End when they do the big wheel races, and also at the Bedford Club as well. So that will get an outing very soon. The next little hiding hole, we've got a couple of Schumachers. So we've got the ST2 and also the Vibe FT there. Definitely more to come from these. Hopefully we'll get Mark running both of these. Maybe he could run this at the SC Models races or Indoor Raceway Stevenage, and also this one we could potentially get him to run at the Truck Nationals. So this car here actually is AJ's TT01 with his Subaru, so that is all ready to go for some indoor racing beds this winter. And then this is sort of the main area where I mess around with cars, where I sit of an evening and do my tinkering. So we've got my FT9, which was, it's what I had the most fun with over the winter, actually, running at the Carpet Legends series. Great fun. And then under here we've got the little Sierra, good fun for just ripping around on the street. And then, as mentioned earlier, it is my Top Force Evo. Now, one thing I've got underneath here are a whole load of upgrades so that I can run the shorty packs in this. It is, again, it's sitting there, it's ready to go. That is a project coming to the channel very soon. Hopefully I'll get that done in time for next week, but time always gets the better of me these days. Then down here we've got my MO3, we've got an MO7R, we've got an MO8 in that box needing to be built, we've got an MO6 under here. So this is kind of, this is where all my projects are kind of stored, and I've got quite a lot of jobs still to do. There's the box there for the new FTX four-wheel drive, which is fantastic. And then obviously we've got my team associated RB10 Retro, which I've been running recently as well. So I've got some serious tidying up to do, so that I can work on the next project, which will be coming to the channel very soon. Then this is the truck that I've been doing most of my racing with so far this season. So this is my four-wheel drive PR Racing short course truck. Absolutely loving that. So I need to give it a bit of a clean and get it ready for the next round of the Truck Nationals. And there it is with its shell in all its glory. I did manage to actually get rid of some bits, so I've emptied out some of the boxes, made a bit more space for cars. You might notice this one here, the Rolalo box. I'll have to stay tuned for that one. Then we've got the Grand Apache. But yeah, clearing out some space to make room for more cars. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, and we'll see you again soon.